shoot, 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 shoot.
They'll never be.
What's up, mommy?
89.3 FM WRFG. The program is Sunday Night Fire, and my name is Karen Marie Mason, and I'm so honored to welcome to the studios of WRFG L. DeBarge and Chico DeBarge. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, good.
What's up, Cheek?
What up, Al? What up, Al?
What's up?
Karen Marie Mason.
Marie Mason.
Yes.
That's the K-double-M.
And you're going to be singing that before we're done.
Oh, wow. I'll let you go.
All right.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
Well, you know,
I got that.
you know, when you hear that song, what goes through your mind?
Oh, what goes through my mind?
I mean, that was my first introduction to the DeBarge family.
Well, you know what? That was my first introduction into phenomenon, you know, because my brother Bobby had left home when he was about 17, I guess, and we hadn't seen him for a few years, and then all of a sudden I'm in school, and Chico's in school, and James, and we all in school, and him and Tommy disappeared off the scene from Michigan, and they come out with this album, and we hear this song, They'll Never Be on the Radio, and we see the record covers in this record stores, and we say, wow, that looks like our brother Chico, that looks like Bobby.
Yes.
We had no idea, and it was just all over the radio, and I said, wow, look what our big brother did, man.
And he came
Paved the
home
way.
with a tour bus.
Yes, wow.
Right in front of our house. Remember that?
Yeah, that's
Brought a
right.
tour bus home. It was like, wow.
Yeah, and I guess at that time, maybe you all decided that's something that you wanted to do as well.
Yeah, well, we had to make a decision then because it was always an idea. It was always an inspiration to be a part of music. We came up with under the tutelage of Bishop William Abney, the late Bishop William Abney, and Minister of Music James Abney, his brother, and my mother. They call her Mama D on the internet now.
Yes.
Website. And then so
she's
we
quite the personality,
right.
but then again, she had to be to raise 10 of y'all.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a joke.
And she's so strong. She's strong now. We look at her and we still get strength from her. We're like, Mama, how? Give me some of that. Give me some of that strength you got.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so then when Bobby did what he did and Tommy did what he did, and they opened the door for us. We had to make that decision then. It was time. They said we have no choice but to follow the leader.
That's true.
And what happened next for you? You went out to L.A. as well?
I went out to Los Angeles, and my brother Chico was just getting started on the piano. I had a Fender Rhodes piano my brother Bobby bought me. I sent it back to Chico in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
And Chico began to play piano, and I came back home to Michigan to visit, and he said, I got this song called One Wish, One Wish. All I need is just one wish. And I said, okay, he sounds good. He got that conviction in his voice, and I knew he was serious because he tried to hold me down to the piano. No, man, you got to teach me this. You got to teach me how to play this, man. You got to.
Yeah.
But Al went out to California.
Okay.
And when he sent it back, what Al did is he began to play with Switch. A lot of people don't know that he played on Switch. Bobby sent for him to come out there to play, and it's well produced, right, Al?
Yeah, co-produced with him.
Yeah.
He taught me how to produce.
Yeah. So Al was a young neophyte. and
I was his protege, I like to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bobby DeBarge, the lead singer, Switch, my big brother, Chico's big brother. Tommy,
Yeah.
we love you, man.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but then I
Switch.
came back and get Chico and James and
Yeah.
you know, and DeBarge started, but Chico always was his own man. Now I got to say this, Chico was always, he had his own sound, and he just he would not let anybody change him or rearrange him. He just was who he was, and he said, well, you know, I'm Chico DeBarge. I'm Chico DeBarge.
Right. Okay. That's my name. Right.
But you know, he said, well, they said, well, who? He said, well, I got my own sound. I got my ideas. And I said, yeah, he does. He does have his own ideas.
Yes.
Listen to him. Check him out. He definitely has his own ideas. And I'm so glad today that he stood up for himself like that.
And so
because
are
his
we.
sound is so important to the DeBarge. To the DeBarge legacy.
Absolutely. When Bobby made his transition, what changed for you all?
His transition? Wow. Yeah. Well, which transition are you doing? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay. Oh, okay.
No, we're speaking professionally.
Yeah.
Well,
of course.
Right. Well, I'm saying his transition from
carrying over into
from the earthly plane into the eternal plane.
I know.
Wow.
Or did anything change for you?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I think Bobby made his transition. I think it had a big a great effect on me, L. I would say so. Wouldn't you agree, Chico?
Yeah, definitely.
Hurt me. It hurt me really, really
broken.
bad. I was deeply broken. I think I handled it a little differently a lot differently than everybody else in my family.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Al. I think Al handled it. I still think he still deals with it somewhat, and is still dealing with it. But Bobby was everything to him. Bobby was his leader, so it was like Bobby was his confidence.
Yes.
Bobby was what told him he could be something. And if Bobby believed in him, then he believed in it.
Yes,
and so forth and so on. It was so much that rich, confidence for Al.
He was a real big brother, man.
Yes. Yeah. Did you feel a greater responsibility after that?
I did, but I ran from it. I ran from it through my 22 years of drugs. Everybody knows my story. The Second Chance, I have the Second Chance album out right now. Second Chance is still available. I encourage everybody to get Second Chance. It tells my story, my testimony, the victory that God has wrought through me. My brother Bobby, when he passed, I got deeper and deeper into the drug situation. And for 22 years, I had just buried myself in the graveyards of drugs. And my brother Chico would try to pull me out, call me out. He brought me to the studio for his Long Time No See album. He said, "L, man, just work with me on this album. I know you still got it in you, man.
Yes.
Co-produce this with me. Co-write some songs with me."
Come.
Yeah,
Yes.
he pulled me out.
Yes.
And we did a great album, man. And to this day, that Long Time No See is his sound. So there were different things calling me out. My mother, my sisters, my brothers, and then I kept hearing Bobby's voice. And this is my testimony today. Now I'm back, and I'm out of the ditches. This is my second chance,
Well, we are grateful that for that second chance, and we have in the studio with us L and Chico DeBarge here on 89.3 FM, and you should see the beauty and the love in the studios between Chico and L DeBarge. It's almost as if y'all are like teenagers, back in Grand Rapids in your room messing around. It's hard to believe that y'all are grown and have experienced what you have experienced and been able to share it with us. A lot of what we do here on Sunday night is we talk about change and we talk about transformation, being able to transform ourselves and our lives. And we have a lot of guests on who speak to that, because I find that so many of us are hiding behind so many masks every day. As artists, you live your mask in front of us, but the rest of us could hide it every day. No one even knows. You're married to people that you don't even know for 20 years, just all kinds of crazy stuff, because there's no one really watching you. And so I am just so enriched by your stories of public transformation, of being able to go within and change your lives.
Transformation.
Yeah, that's
transformation. Wow, you're a deep lady.
I mean, but y'all are deep, because y'all been through some stuff now.
Well said on your part. Well said.
That's deep.
Wow. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. But listen to this. It's all about the glory of God. As deep as we can get, we are no deeper than God is already. And there's so many problems that hurt so bad in our lives. So many people hurting out there. So many children crying. Even not just children, but we speak of children crying and children hurting. There are grown men and grown women hurting, and grown men and grown women crying. And there's children, and they're crying about the children, and the children are crying about the mama and the daddy. And just hurt here and hurt there, and and people are dying. But God has remembered us. And that's why He has brought His love back through the voice of our music, Chico and myself. We have allowed God to bring love back, His love back through the voice of our music, just to give the world permission. Isn't that right, Chico?
Yeah.
To love and be loved again.
Right.
Just, you got our permission to love and be loved. When you come to our concert, feel love. Allow yourself to feel it. When you buy our records, allow yourself to feel love. Allow it. It's okay. It's all right.
And interpret our music as want, a deep desire for that. I think that's our deepest desire. That's all we've ever really wanted. We sought out to go into the world to find the love that we dreamed of, that our mother told us fairy tales about,
Yes,
and spoke
yes.
of. And we would lay up at night and talk in the dark and say, when I grow up, I'm going to marry this type of girl.
Right.
And we're going to have this type of house. And, you look for
Yes.
that love. And like
Yes.
Elle said, pain comes and then it kind of disrupts that. But you can't give up.
But it's not just a story.
Yes.
Yeah, it's reality.
It's not just a story. This love is reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's reality, baby.
and when you find it within yourself, that's when you've really found it. A lot of times we look for it outside of ourselves. I look for it in a man, you look for it in a woman, and then it
That's
doesn't
true.
quite. It's
That's
not
true.
quite it. And sometimes you do have to go through a lot of pain.
Yeah. Well,
to get there.
I looked for it outside of myself through drugs. And myself. Pride, because I've had self-pride. That's been one of my problems all my life. My brothers would tell me, "Hell, you think?" They used to call me Mr. Know-It-All. They used to call me Professor, Professor. In my self-pride.
Always has something to say.
Yeah. So in my self-pride, I would never. If you notice, I never wrote a song about in particular woman, or her name, and you hurt me this way, you hurt me that way, and why'd you do me this way, and because in my pride, I didn't want to give the credit to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I've always, but and then I found out it was kind of like a false pride, because I was also not wanting to give her any credit.
Yeah.
But listen, whether you give her credit or not, the hurt came through her to you, so the credit is due.
Yeah.
So I had to swallow my pride. But what I did was that outside force that you're talking about, the love outside of you,
Yes.
that love I became to allow myself to make into drugs. I said, "You be my woman.
Okay. You make me happy.
You be the one that will abuse me, and I'll abuse you."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I can
Right.
control it.
Yeah. Exactly. So then, man,
Yeah.
and then the devil reared his ugly head,
Well-
and I said, "Oh God, help me."
Yeah. I mean, for you, it was an addiction. For you, Chico, it was an addiction. For of drug addiction.
Yeah.
For others, it's all kinds of other addiction. You got
Well, we
folks walking
self-medicate.
around here.
We
Yes,
self-medicate
do.
in all different type
day
of
and
ways, through
night.
denial.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We self-medicate. And I just chose to do it that way. I should be dead right now. But for the grace of God and His love, God said, "Stand," and I'll say, "Behold my servant. Look at him. That's whom I've upheld in my righteousness." So I just want you to know that I love you. Well, how do I know that, God? Because look at Al. You seen him on the internet. You seen his mug shot. You seen his brother Chico. You
Yes.
seen where they came and look, and you see that I still love them, and they're standing there, and they're just like you. So that means I love you too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it means.
And I guess, for those that are listening out there who have an addiction of sorts, drug, pum pum, whatever it might be, deception, lies, whatever that addiction might be,
Second chance, baby.
what would you say to them to have them change and transform themselves?
I think it begins with honesty. Honesty. Be honest with yourself, and get yourself through. Work through it, but be honest with yourself. Be honest with God. That's one thing. Like David, he was always honest in his prayers and just truthful. Being honest and truthful, I think, is the most precious gift you can give to yourself.
Beautiful.
In the middle of everything, just honesty.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is 89.3 FM WRFG. Program is Sunday Night Fire. We have the brothers DeBarge here in the studio.
Find you, you go to trouble, spin you every corner. It'll be waiting for you. I want you to know I'm okay. I need you to see the sun after the rain, baby. And everything that I was is not who I am. It ain't gonna be easy, 'cause I'm in God's hand. The big book said to bear my soul, to keep my sanity control. My higher powers energy is good for my soul therapy. If I catch myself before I fall, I won't worry about withdrawals. Come on, somebody. I wish I could stop the rain from falling. And if I could find some peace, I'll keep on coming, 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 yeah. I need you to love me, not judge me, or even speak bad of me. Remind me that I need to pray, yeah. I want you to know I'm okay. I need you to see the sun after the rain, baby. And everything that I was is not who I am. It ain't gonna be the end, 'cause I'm in God's hands. Ooh, I'm okay, yes. Ooh, okay, okay. Ooh, mercy. Ooh, I'm okay. Mercy, 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 mercy on me.
Yeah.
Help my soul.
Have my soul.
Uh,
That's from Chico's Addiction album, yeah.
yeah,
After Addiction came a second chance, baby.
yeah, yeah. That's right. Sure did.
Some of us don't get second chances, so
Yeah.
we are grateful to
Grateful.
know.
That should be our next. That should be the
Right.
next song we come out with.
Grateful, I tell
Oh,
you.
man.
Wow. You know.
Grateful, that's right, grateful.
Yeah,
That's the next one.
so some of us don't get that rescue mission,
You're
or we do get it, but we don't recognize
right.
it.
You're right. Get some
You know.
gratitude in your attitude.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah,
So be
yeah.
grateful.
Yes,
Be
yes.
grateful when you get it.
20 minutes after 11 o'clock. This is Sunday Night Fire here on 89.3 FM. My name is Karen Marie Mason, and I'm here in the studio with the brothers DeBarge,
Al and Chico, Al DeBarge and Chico DeBarge.
the sons of Mama D.
Oh, yeah.
Big up,
That's
big
a
up
great
Mama
book.
D.
That's a
That's
great book,
good.
The Sons of Mama D. It's a movie, man.
There's a story there.
There's a movie, man.
And they are here in Atlanta to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King, whose
Oh,
birthday
man.
is today,
What a
with
privilege.
a show tomorrow evening at the Atrium. Tell us about it. I know one of the things that probably performing live for you is heaven.
Yeah, we can be before the host of heaven when we sing live, and watch people's faces and look at them respond and see what's in their eyes. And me myself, I try to hide from it with the lights, because people look at me and then I shy up.
Yeah.
But I can see through the eyes of God when I'm up there. Even though the lights is in my eyes, I can see.
Yes.
And those are the eyes I want to see through the eyes of God, which is love. Love
Yeah.
are the eyes of God.
Yeah, I think performing live, you know what, like just to reiterate something that Al said, I think you get to see the beauty in people too, through your music, because it's like they join you, and it's the one place where you all become one. And I kind of see, like, I don't see the stage, I see like them as the stage,
It's
and
an
we the
atmosphere,
audience. You know,
yes.
we become one, and it's like they're singing together, especially when they join in.
Yes.
And it becomes a party, and it's
Yeah,
like
it turns into an atmosphere of praise. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you can let evil get the glory, or you can let God get the glory. But we letting God get the glory because we're not judging, and we're
Right.
not trying to be judged. You know,
Right.
whenever we let God be who He is, He's the judge. Then we letting Him get the glory. You know what I'm saying? And all we doing there is we just having a good time,
Yes.
and we speaking to your hearts, and you speaking back to ours, and we just leave the rest up to God, and we just gonna have a party.
I wonder, because, you know, live shows are not quite what they used to be. Does something happen to you when the lights go on and the microphone is in your hand? Do you become somebody else? Is there another spirit that takes over you? What happens up there?
It's not another spirit that takes over. For Chico and I know, you know, for the DeBarge family, speaking for ourselves and all those that honor God, and we're not speaking religion. We just speaking God. You know, everybody speaks God today. But you know, music is the voice of God, and that's what takes over. Music.
Okay.
Music just takes over.
The very essence
the
of
very
it.
essence of music just takes over. You know, we're there because you want us to be there. You bought those tickets because you want to hear us, and we want to give it to you like you want us to give it to you, and we want to get it back too. You know what I'm saying? baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like
a feel good sensation. I think that right there becomes like, you know, wow, like just a high, you know,
Yes.
a euphoria, just to be able to just float and just make music and be an instrument,
Right.
and then join and connect with people and see that your music touches as well as it allows them to touch you.
Yes.
You know, and man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Music is wonderful. I wouldn't have had it no other way. I'm glad that I chose this profession, or that it
chose
me.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, because this is pretty much what you've known your whole life.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, any regrets?
No, I don't. I've learned not to have none, not to regret my past, nor to regret anything that's taken place, because everything that's taken place has brought me to where I am, and where I am is where I need to be to go where I need to go. You know.
Well, we give thanks for that.